Ask for coupons. Yes. Okay. There are coupons in medicine, just like there are coupons when you go to the grocery store, when you shop online and things like this. So coupons do exist, and sometimes samples do as well, depending on the office. You know, ask your doctor, hey doc, do you have any samples? Hey, do you have any coupons for this medication? And oftentimes many specialists will have, I find that like many of my specialists that I refer my patients to, many of them have either coupons or they have, you know, especially like with inhalers or things like that, they either have coupons or they have samples in the office that sometimes they give my patients who really, really need them. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. I'm a practicing family physician. I'm going to give you a number of ways to save money at the doctor's office. So first way that you can save money at the doctor's office is, and I'm talking about from the perspective of a primary care doc. The first thing you should do is make sure that every year you have scheduled a yearly physical. That's right. And you might be saying, well, what's the big deal with the physical? Well, this is the thing. With the yearly physical, according to many insurance companies, you don't actually have to pay a copay for that physical visit. That's right. If you just make every appointment as a follow-up visit or what we call a problem visit, to whether it's to go over your diabetes medications or your blood pressure check or whatever, and you never schedule a physical, you're not taking advantage of what many people have the option to, which is not only a preventative visit, which means we go over all your preventative care, your colonoscopies, all that kind of stuff, which is important. Usually we get a longer visit, and often you don't pay a copay. And you really should have one of those once a year. So that's super important, guys. Schedule that preventative visit, that physical, okay? The second thing is to try to make sure you get any testing that your doctor needs done before you come to the visit. Meaning, if you are coming for a follow-up of your diabetes or blood pressure, your cholesterol, or whatever, back pain, or whatever it is, if you know your doctor either will want to have tests or has ordered tests or things like that, or blood work or something, get that done before you go. The reason why is because let's say you're coming in for like your follow-up visit for your blood pressure or diabetes or whatever, and you don't have your labs done. It could be okay, right? But if there's a major problem, we might have to call you back into the office to go over some, major things, okay? So if you can try to have testing done, if you have routine lab work that you know you need to get done, if your doctor has not given you a lab slip to get that done, you call the office beforehand and just say, hey, I'm coming in for my office visit in 3 weeks. Just wanted to make sure I got my slip from the doctor, my lab slip, so I can get my labs done beforehand. It's a lot more efficient if you do that. Number 3, let's talk about medications, okay? If you know that your insurance is kind of persnickety about this, or you're particularly conscious about medication costs or things like this, ask for generics, okay? And you can ask us up front, if we're prescribing a new medication, you can say, hey doc, is there a generic medication? Is there a generic available? My insurance company, sometimes it works best or what have you. That is really important to keep in mind, is to ask for generics, or if you have a problem with some of the medications that you're already taking and they're too expensive, don't just sort of what I call suffer in silence. Let us know that some of the medications we have you on are too expensive. So we might be able to change them to something else. That is very, very important, okay? The next item, number 4, is kind of along that lines. Is, let's say I'm your doctor and I prescribe you a medication, you get to the pharmacy and the medication is like way, way, way expensive, like super duper duper expensive. I always tell my patients, sometimes I can't predict which insurance is going to cover what, how much it's going to cost. If you get to the pharmacy, this is what I tell my patients, and the prescription, maybe it's a new one, is super, super sky high in terms of cost, I always tell my patients, don't fill it, call me, let me know how expensive it was and what was going on so I can make adjustments, if I can change it, if I can do something else. Now, you should ask your doctor what they want you to do if that happens, but understand that there are ways to kind of deal with medications that are too expensive. And one of the ways really starts with your doctor knowing this, and sometimes generics can play a role as well. Let's go on. This is a true story. I do not lie about this. I've changed some of the details, so it's not entirely identifiable. But I once had a male patient who I was sending to the ER from the office for abdominal pain. And it was bad enough that I was really worried. And I said, you've got to go to the ER, blah, 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 blah. And he proceeded to say, hold up. Before I go, I need to call my insurance company to see what the deal is. I said, huh? you're having an abdominal da 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 da. I need you to go to the ER. What are you talking about? He's like, no, 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 no. I need to call my insurance company. I'm not advising that you put off urgent or emergent issues to call your insurance company. That's not what I'm advising you to do. But I am using this as an example to be informed about what your insurance company may pay for and what they don't. In other words, don't be afraid to call your insurance company at different times to say, hey, you know, my doctor is sending me for this test, this routine test. It's not an emergency. You know, what can I expect copay wise, or what am I looking at in terms of this? Oh, my mom's calling. Just click that off. I'll get back to you, Mom. And same thing with medications, right? Call your insurance company to see if they have any, if you can get mail order, okay? The 3-month supply. That's a huge thing. And I know you guys already know about that. That's probably not a surprise, but I want to reiterate. 3-month supplies can often be a lot cheaper than the monthly prescriptions. If your doctor is not writing 3-month supplies, all you have to do is ask us to do that. Sometimes we may refill a medication for 30 days, like just not thinking about it. Or if someone else in our office refilled it for 30 days, we may just accidentally hit not accidentally, but we may just hit, you know, refill and not think, oh, this is 30 versus 90. So if we do that and you need 90-day supply, make sure that you're asking us about that, and make sure you've asked your insurance company about, hey, will these meds, or could they be cheaper if I get a 90-day supply? All right. Just a couple more. The next one is, if you are self-pay, let's say you are without insurance right now, or you're going through a period where you don't have insurance, please let your doctor know. Number one, first reason is because when we do the billing, we code and bill based on what we have done in the office. But in terms of ordering lab work and ordering testing and stuff like that, sometimes I'm able to do things in a more cost-effective way if I know the patient has cost restrictions. There may be labs that I know, lab locations that I know may draw labs at a cheaper price than another lab that I can direct you to. Or maybe I can direct you to a radiology center that may have lower costs than another one, just to give you some guidance about where cost savings may exist. So if you are self-pay without insurance or what have you, let your doctor know that to see if there are any things that can be done. Every now and then, sometimes I can also change up what I'm ordering and sort of sync it with other things, or rejigger some stuff that keeps the patient safe, but also maybe just sort of a wise thing to do regarding their cost issues, okay? They can't always be done, but really keep that in mind. That's important. If you're self-pay, make sure you let us know. And the last thing I would say, guys, is this. You know, one of the best ways that we can all save money at the doctor's office is by keeping ourselves as healthy as possible. Now, I know this is going to sound like redundant and like, well, duh, but no, but hear me out. Quitting smoking if you smoke, not smoking if you don't smoke, keeping a healthy weight, eating a healthy diet, exercising. See, all of those things are modifiable risk factors for many of us. And what that means is that those are risk factors for high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, cancer, you name it. And if the things we can modify, we actually do, it will lower our chances of getting disease that keeps us in the doctor's office. So one of the big ways to lower costs in terms of, you know, healthcare costs is to try to do what we can. Now, we can't modify every risk factor we may have, right? There's genetics. We can't modify our genes. We can't always modify the environment that we live in and things like that. There's a lot of things we cannot control. But of the things that we can control, if we, you know, trying to stay as healthy as we possibly can, theoretically, could actually help lower our healthcare costs over time. Guys, I want to know in the comments what things you have learned about over time that have helped you save on healthcare costs. Guys, I hope this is helpful. Like I said, let me know what you think. I'm Dr. Jen. By the way, if you've not liked and followed my page, please do. I do daily health videos and all sorts of stuff. Healthcare stuff, celebrity health, and everything else. I hope this is helpful, guys. I'm Dr. Jen. I will see you guys soon. All right. Love y'all.